Ih, caramba, vai lá. Boa sorte.
Inglês.
No canal novo. Oh, como é que é inglês, hein? Não, desse...
Botecation.
Botecation, Botecation, Vacation.
Botecation.
Vamos criar um grupo em inglês também. Posso.
American 311, welcome to São Paulo. Clear runway through the left and cross runway 9.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to American Airlines 1011 non-stopping services from New York JFK to Toronto International Airport. Let's do the flight plan now. I create the flight here in the PFBX. Departure time will be around, let me double check the time. Yeah. The takeoff will be in about 50 minutes. 40 minutes. Let me get the alternate airport. Maybe we can alternate in Niagara Falls. Let's do this. And okay, instead to alternate in Niagara Falls, let's get Buffalo. And the route for this flight, let the PFBX choose the route for us. Yeah. And let's get the fuel. I'm going to put the 400 kilos for the taxi. I know that is maybe too much fuel for the taxi, but this also helps us to not receive using reserve fuel, just in case we just delay the climb a little bit and so on. So let's get 400. And the payload, I choose a random payload, will be 58 tons for the zero fuel weight. And let's compute the flight for the performance. The takeoff will be from runway 22 right. Let's double check that and get the charts. Let me create a new route for this flight. JFK. I don't have Toronto yet. Let me download it. And also Niagara Falls. Buffalo. Okay, destination is Buffalo, and the alternate is Niagara. Destination is Toronto. And alternate is Buffalo. Let me save this route and get the airport charts. They suggest me to use the runway 22 right. That's okay. And that's the runway 22 right. Over here we can use an intersection. We can use the intersection Foxtrot to do the takeoff. But once we are here in the Terminal 8, there is a very long taxi. Okay, let's skip the Foxtrot intersection for the takeoff. Runway 22, right, Foxtrot intersection. Okay, is moderate, light rainy now in New York. Visibility is 6 miles. Winds is 220-13, gusting 22. Scarlet at 1,600 feet, overcast 2,900, temperature 14, dew point 12, altimeter 3010. So runway condition is wet. And let's calculate it. They are recommend me to use flaps 1, reduce the thrust for TO2 and assume a temperature of 44 degrees Celsius. I'm going to accept this and do the landing calculation as well. Let me take a look at the Toronto chart. I don't remember very well the airport shape. Initially they are recommend me 33, runway 33 left. That's correct. But 33 right. Okay, 33 right. This runway. I'm going to accept this. That is, this runway is very close to the terminals, and I have a lot of fast, quick runway exits, like the Bravo 4. So we can use this to be very close to the terminal. But the flaps is not gonna be 40. Instead, is flaps 30. Let's calculate this. It's not raining Toronto. Visibility is very nice, very good, but it's broken 3,800 feet. Let's accept this, apply, and release the flight. Let's export the flight plan for the PMDG FMC, and also create my PDF file with all the information about this flight. 25/10/2015. Oops. All right. That's my flight plan. Time to go to the cabin, start to do my flight preparation. I can feel the rain. Yeah. Let's get the jetway and connect the jetway to the aircraft, and also I have to send my flight plan to the VATSI. Departure time will be, flight time is an hour. Yeah. Flight plan sent. Cabin preparation, batteries, standby power, emergency lights, position lights to steady. Fuel and balance. The fuel for this flight will be 5123. Payload 58 tons. 0 fuel weight. Ground connection, let's connect the ground power. I don't need a parking brake right now. Doors. That's it. Time to connect the ground power. Align the inertial left and right. Test the annunciator lights. All set.
Kilo Juliet Foxtrot Kilo Airport information India 1306 Zulu weather wind 233 at 13 gusting to 22 visibility 6 sky condition 1600 scattered ceiling 2900 overcast light rain temperature 14 dew point 12 altimeter 3010 advice on initial contact you have information India Kilo Juliet Foxtrot Kilo Airport information
With India, let's do the CDU pre-flight. JFK. For this time I'm going to use the exported route, just to save some time. Runways to right. Flight number American Airlines 1011. Flaps for this takeoff would be 1. Takeoff speeds V1 136, VR 145, and V2 148. Trim is 5.3. And 148. Heading for the runway 22. Climbing restricted for 5,000 for the initial takeoff. Let's do the checks. Flaps and sleds okay. PSU lights extinguished. SAF interphone off. Engine reverse lights extinguished. EC on and guard. Passenger oxygen switches guard. Crew oxygen checked normal. Landing gear lights 3 green lights. Flight recorder checked normal and closed. Mach speed warning tests and stall warning. Scan flow, flight controls, alternate flaps, spoiler switches, guard, yaw damper on, navigation switches normal, display switches normal and auto, cross-feed valve test. And closed. Fuel checked and off, fuel pumps off, electrical panel checked. Battery switch guard, standby power guard, and disconnect driver switch guard. Generators panel checked. Equipment cooling normal. Passenger signs on. Emergency exit lights armed. Window heat. Probe heat off. Engine and wing and chassis off. Electric panel check. pressure and quantity is normal. Cockpit voice recorder test. Pressurization normal, trim air switch on, recirculation fan on. Engine bleeds on. Cruise altitude 34,000 feet and check the overheat detection, check the pressurization mode. Landing altitude is 550 feet. Check lights, ignition from the left system. Main panel, if is checked, MCP checked. DU display is normal. Fuel flow valve reset. Fuel flow count reset. Brakes to RTO. Display is normal. Wheel steering switch to guide position. DU checked. Parking brake set. APU start. Pre-flight checklist. Pre-flight check, oxygen tested 100%. Navigation, transfer and display switch is normal, and auto. Window heat on, pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments heading. We have to wait for the inertial systems to be aligned. 1 minute to go. Let's do the departure briefing now. Greek 1-4 will be the departure procedure. Greek 4. Strange, I'm not finding the Greek 4 chart. But basically, the will be a vector's departure to the first waypoint. I'll keep this one to not, let's follow this. Let's follow what will be plotted in my FMC. And for the takeoff, let's do the taxi briefing. We are from Terminal 8, it's over here. I'm going to use the TA bridge and go to the taxi via Bravo. Take right. Okay, Bravo is wrong way. We have to get Alpha is mandatory. That's two arrows here. Alpha is to go right and Bravo is just to go left. I didn't know that. Let's use Alpha. Turn right on Alpha and keep following Alpha until we reach the intersection Foxtrot, and we will take off from Foxtrot from runway 22 right. Takeoff will be we are rolling the runway and we abort the takeoff for any reason below 8 knots. After 80 knots until V1 we just abort the takeoff for engine fire or engine failure. After V1 we don't abort for any reason. Climb the runway heading until minimum of 1,500 feet and follow the quick reference handbook for the emergencies, if there's any. Is a vector's departure. Let's arm VNav. LNav I can't. Let's arm heading select. APU is on bus. Let's disconnect the ground services. Close the doors. Parking brake is set. Before start check, fuel 5.1 tons, pumps on, oops, go back to the pre-flight check, flight instruments check, heading 165, altimeter 3010, parking brake set, engine start levels cut off, pre-flight check complete. Continue to the before start check, fuel 5.1 tons, pumps on, passenger signs on, windows is locked, MCP V2146, heading 224, altitude 5,000 feet. Takeoff speeds V1 136, VR 145, V2 148, CDU pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim free and 0, squawk 2000, rudder and aileron trim free and 0, taxi and takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision lights on, before start checklist complete. Before start flow, and pushing back, parking brake released, and starting engine number 2. Starter cutout, push back is complete, parking brake set, starting number 1. After start flow, generators, probe heat, backs, isolation valve auto, APU bleeds off, engine start switch is continuous, APU off, taxi lights on, flaps on, and flight controls checked. Before taxi check, generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto, recall check, auto brake RTO, engine start levels idle detents, flight controls and ground equipment clear. Before taxi check complete. Before takeoff check, flaps 1, green lights, stabilizer train 5.3 units, engine start switch is continuous. Before takeoff check complete. Takeoff thrust. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. View 1.
V1.
Rotate. V2.
Positive rate. Gear up. Command A. LNAV. Flaps up. After takeoff check, engine bleeds on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. After takeoff check complete. Set altitude to 11,000. Altitude intervention. Set cruise altitude 34,000 feet. Crossing 10,000. Okay, climbing to 340. I'm going to terminate the broadcast and I will turn on again once reaching the destination. See you all. Bye.